back to the YouTube channel of Pro Enzo Vids, and this afternoon is my round 18 NRL tips for 2024. So, looking at all the games for this weekend, it looks like a really close round. A lot of games can go 50-50 in either way. I look at the first game on the Saturday between both the Bulldogs and the Warriors at Accor Stadium. The Dogs have not lost at Accor Stadium yet this year, and the Warriors are, finding some all right form recently. A bit up and down, but they're playing all right, so that should be a really close game, that one. Games like Manly Cowboys, one in Townsville, which I'll be going to. So my very first time in Townsville and attending Queensland Country Bank Stadium, so I am looking forward to the trip. Obviously a long one, but it should be good. I'm looking forward to Townsville, and obviously there to cheer my beloved Manly Sea Eagles, of course. So that's a tough game too. That can go either way. And then Raiders Newey on Sunday. So look, there's a lot of games that can go either way, but it should be a good round of footy, and I'm keen for it. But if you are a new viewer to this YouTube channel, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and especially do sub if you are new. My current goal is to get to 4,500 subscribers, so about another 15 odd subs away. So surely by the end of the week I can get there. Surely, but we'll see. But look, nonetheless, enjoy the video, enjoy my tips, and here are my round 18 tips. On to the very first game between both the Eels and the Rabbitohs at CommBank Stadium. So obviously Para's home game, and this is the first game of round 18 at CommBank. So obviously the last time these two sides played, it was a very high scoring game, not a great quality game of football, if I'm being honest, but the Rabbitohs did beat them last time. I think the score was like 42-28. I can't exactly remember, but I think that was the score. But either way, Rabbitohs were too good the last time these two sides played. And since that win for the Rabbitohs, they have not lost since. So it's been a real good run for the Rabbitohs at the moment on a 4-game winning streak. So, I guess they'll go to CommBank this Thursday and try and continue that. While Parramatta, obviously, one more loss pretty much ends their season for good. I can't see Parramatta making the 8 either way, but one more loss based on mathematical stats, ends their season for good. So we'll see what happens. But the Para team, so obviously it looks like Mike Acevo's out for 4 to 6 weeks with a hamstring injury, which is not good for Parramatta. So on debut, Isaac Tago's brother, who has played a lot of reserve grade, but makes his debut on Thursday, Jake Tago. So I'm keen to see how he goes on debut for the Eels. And also Charlie Geimer. I think I haven't really heard of him before, but I think he'll go well. Charlie Geimer, sorry if I said the last name wrong, but 2 debutants for Parramatta, so I'll be sure to make a debut review on both of them. And for the Rabbitohs, Cameron Murray is starting in the back row for South, so interesting actually, because Murray's obviously always been a lock at South Sydney, but I guess with the form of Keon and how good he's playing, it's pretty hard to change a winning team. So I guess once Murray was back and Keon was playing well, I think you can't really change too much. But Murray back row, Keon lock, I don't mind it. But either way, this game should be a Souths win in my honest opinion. I think Souths will win on Thursday. I think Souths will win, not well, but well enough, I reckon. Like, I can see Souths winning like 28-16 or something, So 28-16, I'll go with the score being. First try scorer, let's go Richie Kenner, first try. And anytime try scorers, I'll go Blaze Talangi. And one for the Rabbitohs, I'll go with Cody Walker anytime, but that's my tip. Now, moving on to the first game on the Friday between both the Sharks and the Titans at PointsBet Stadium. So they're in the Shire, Titans v Sharks. This one's also quite interesting actually, because obviously the week before the the Titans were the week before, obviously had their biggest win in like club history. I think that's the biggest win ever in club history. They smashed the Warriors at Seabus, winning 66-6. So I still can't believe they won by that much. But I guess the Titans are on. They can really do some good things, but we'll see if they can back it up after having the bye last week, which can take a lot of momentum away. So we'll see how they go this game away from home. And for the Sharks, well, Cronulla for me have been quite inconsistent recently. Like, they started the year on fire, but I feel like there's a period now where they're sort of losing momentum and not really showing the same sort of fire that they were showing at the start of the year. Playing well still, but not really the same competitive club they once were at the start of the year. Because they had their chances against the Bulldogs, but they obviously couldn't convert them. So it's a tough loss to take, but I'm sure I'll go to Cronulla with a purpose and try and get a win for the home fans. The only change for the Sharks is that Sione Katoa is out with a concussion injury, so that means Daniel Atkinson will start on the wing for Katoa, and I believe Toby Rudolph has gone to the bench, and Tom Hazelton will start, and I think that's fair enough. I think Hazelton deserves a start. Rudolph recently has been a bit up and down with form, so I can see why Fitzgibbon offered to do that. And for the Titans, Jane Campbell's out with a hand injury, but it's timely because AJ Brimson returns for the Titans at 5'8". So yeah, Brimson and 4 and halves. Furmore on the back row, Aaron Clark at prop with Josiah Pahulu to the bench. Yeah, other than that, not many changes to the Titans. They've got a pretty solid team on paper. However, my tip for this game, I'll tip the Sharks, but I'm not entirely confident. I think there's a chance Titans could upset them, being honest, but I'll play it safe and tip Cronulla. I think Cronulla would go back home and, yeah, definitely want to try and make a result for themselves. So I'll go Sharks win 1-12. First try scorer, let's go Ronaldo Mulatalo. And anytime try scorers, Nico Hines have a big game and bounce back and score a try. And for the Titans, I'll go with AJ Brimson. On to the grand final rematch as the main game on the Friday between both the Broncos and the Panthers at Suncorp Stadium. The last time these two sides played, obviously Broncos were not great and the Panthers really dominated that game. I was there at that game actually at Bluebet when they last played each other in round 3, I think it was. Yeah, Panthers had a big win over Brisbane, and yeah, no, not a good night for Brisbane. But yeah, this time it's back at Suncorp. Obviously Broncos since round 3 have been not bad, but just yeah, not the same as what they were last year. Obviously injuries have sort of cursed their season, but yeah, they should be going a lot better than what they're dishing up right now. Let's be honest. Yeah, a couple of losses on the trot. Yeah, a bit of panic signs for Kevin Walters and the team. And for the Panthers, yeah, Panthers are fine. They're sitting in a great position. They have nothing to worry about. Obviously not winning fantastically recently, but you know injuries as well. But the difference is, I guess Panthers can actually find results and you know make opportunities for themselves work. Unlike Brisbane, where they're just sort of yeah, you know, not really working with their depth quite well. But you know, I guess injuries do affect clubs in different single ways. But yeah, oh well. I guess it's a big game for Brisbane either way. They want to try and stay in contact with the 8. But do I think that will happen? No. I think Panthers will win on Friday. Luai's back and most of the Origin stars are back. And for the Broncos, they get Haas, Carrigan, etc. back, which is huge for them. But yeah, Penrith to win though. Penrith never lose back-to-back. So I'll go Panthers to win 1-12 as well. First try scorer, let's go with Brian To'o and anytime try scorers for both sides. Let's go Liam Martin for the Panthers, and for the Broncos, let's go Dean Mariner. Okay, on to the very first game of Super Saturday. It is between both the Bulldogs and the Warriors at a core stadium as a 3 p.m. game. And as I said before, I think this is one of the games that are like the 50-50 ones. They can go either way. Yeah, the way the Bulldogs have been playing so far this year has been quite impressive. There's been a real turnaround in their defence and the way they've really been, you know, overall defending, and you know the combinations are building, and I think they can definitely can continue it. That's the big question, but they can continue their good form. But yeah, a lot of positive signs at Belmore, and we'll see if it can yeah keep going for now. And for the Warriors for me have been, you know, okay, but could be a lot better. Definitely expected to be a bit higher on the ladder compared to, you know, what most people said at the start of the year. But yeah, the Warriors are playing all right football. They beat the Broncos last week, and that was a good win for them after their loss to the Titans. So you know, I think the Warriors are doing okay, but could be a lot better. Yeah, for the Bulldogs and their team, the only change for them is that Connor Tracy, my bad, is playing fullback, and Jacob Carraz goes to the wing. That's the only change for them, and Jarrell Skelton's out. And for the Warriors, their changes are none. There's no changes for the Warriors, so they won through 17. Yeah, my tip for this game, it's tough. It actually is quite tough. I'll tip the Bulldogs, but I think Bulldogs at a core stadium will get the job done. They've not lost the game at the core so far this year, so I can see that continuing actually. So Dogs win 1-12. First try scorer Blake Wilson, and anytime try scorers. Let's go kick out, and let's go for the Warriors. Adam Pompey. Okay, on to the very next game now. It is between both the Tigers and the Storm at Leichhardt Oval. And yeah, this game obviously is pretty, I guess you can say, easy to tip, only because, well, the Storm are flying and the Tigers are not. So you can really only base it off that. But we'll go for the teams either way. Most respectful thing to do before the tip. But yeah, I mean, for the Tigers, like so far, they're just not playing great at all. I mean, look, they're playing actually all right footy before the loss to the Roosters. Beat the Titans and then beat the Raiders at Campbelltown, which was a great win. But since those two games have been quite disappointing, so yeah, I mean that result to the Roosters was just dismal. So yeah, got to really pick themselves up big time if they want to beat Melbourne, that's for sure. And for the Storm, playing good footy at the moment. They were sort of lucky to beat Canberra, I thought, but not enough talents there to win. So yeah, they got the job done in the end in Melbourne. But yeah, Storm playing great footy, and they're in the top four for a reason, as they always are. So the teams for both sides, for the Tigers, looks like this week Charlie Staines is back, so that means Solomona Fatape moves to the centres and Brenton Naden out, and John Bateman will start in the back row. And for the Storm, Ryan Pappenhausen's back from a foot injury, so he'll start at fullback, and Sua Falongo moves from moves to the wing for this game too. My tip for this game, look, Storm will win, and they should win well. They should. Storm 13 plus. First try scorer, let's go with Jerome Hughes, first try, and anytime try scorers for both sides. I don't know who will score for the Tigers, honestly. I'll just back Dream Buller. And for the Storm, let's go Sean Bloor, the former Tiger. Now, third and finally, the last game on Saturday, it is the big one. Cowboys versus Manly at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. As I said before, it's my first time going to Townsville and also my first time going to Queensland Country Bank Stadium. So, been to mostly every ground, but obviously Queensland Country Bank Stadium is one of the grounds that I've not been to just yet, but it's my first time there, so looking forward to it. Yeah, look, obviously the last time these two sides played was last year. That was at Brookie. Not a very good night. Unfortunately, Cowboys were a bit too strong during that game. But in the past, like Manly and Cowboys have had some really big games against each other. Like, a couple of close games and a couple of floggings. But, no, it should be a good game, this one. The way Cowboys play against Penrith, if they can back up that resilience in that defence, it'll be tough for our boys. But with Tom back, Turbo back, that's a huge in for us. Very intrigued to see how he does go in the census, because obviously it's going to be interesting to see him play census for the first time for Manly with Kohler at fullback and Lee High to the bench. Not bad, I don't mind that, but it will be interesting to see the rotation with when Lee High Hopewadi comes on. So I do want to see what Siebes does there, but I am looking forward to this game though. It should be good. The Cowboys are 1 through 17 mainly, but the Origin Stars are back, so that means that's their most of their big names in. And for Manly, we're the same. Get Ches, Jake, and Olakawatu all back. Turbo, obviously. No Croker still, which is a concern, which there's no real update on Croker for whatever reason. But I'm sure Croker will be back soon. He was training the other day with Manly, so it should be only a couple of weeks until we see Croaks back for Manly. But anyway, look, the team's a lot stronger than what it was against South Sydney at least. Now, look, I'm not going to go to Townsville to not back against my boys, so I will tip Manly to win 1-12. I think we can get the job done here. I think if we're serious about playing finals this year, this is the type of game to win. So yeah, hopefully the boys turn up. So I'll go Manly 1-12. First try scorer, might go Val Holmes just for the first try there. But then for Manly, anytime try scorer for Manly, I'll go with Turbo in his return. And for the Cowboys, I'll go with Scott Drinkwater, but Manly to win. Now, moving on to Sunday afternoon footy, it's the first game of two. It is between both the Roosters and the Dragons at Allianz Stadium, so this would be the 2 p.m. game. And this time it is a Roosters home game, which obviously be asking why are you mentioning that? I don't you all know it's a Roosters home game either way. It was at Allianz. Well, the last time these two sides played, it was a Dragons home game at Allianz for Anzac Day, so that's why I've mentioned it just now. But doesn't matter. It should be a good game, this one either way. Yeah, look, obviously the Roosters were too good for the Tigers. The Tigers have no answers, obviously, and the Roosters were just way too good. Dom Young and Daniel Tupou had a field day against them, and really it was just a Roosters dominant win over the Tigers at Allianz. And for the Dragons, they got the win last Sunday as well over the Dolphins, which I tipped to happen. So I'm glad I got that tip correct. Dragons were very impressive, and they were way too good for the Dolphins. The changes. The Roosters have only one change, I'm pretty sure. That's obviously with Michael Jennings coming in for Joseph Manu, who is hurt with a wrist injury, which was very unfortunate for Joey Manu. So Michael Jennings will come in the centres for him. For the Dragons, there might be a couple of changes, but if there is any, I don't think it's anything major. But obviously, James Sewell was playing the centres last week, so it was a big effort by him to play the whole game in the centres. So he did well there. But obviously, the only change I can now remember is that Zach Lomax will come in for Matt Feagai, who's out with a very nasty shoulder injury. So Matt Feagai is out and Zach Lomax in. Now, my tip for this game, I think the Roosters will win in a very close game. I can see this game going down to the wire, actually. So I'll tip the Roosters to win 1-12. First try scorer, let's go with James Tedesco. And anytime try scorers for the Dragons, I'll tip Zach Lomax in his return for the Dragons. And for the Roosters, I'll go with Dom Young. Now, finally, the last game of round 18, it ends up with the Raiders versus the Knights at GIO Stadium in Canberra. So, the last time these two sides played back in round 1, Knights were not great, and the Raiders got the ambush at Newcastle winning there. So we'll see if Canberra can repeat history back at home this time. But since round 1, both these sides have been, best way to put it, inconsistent and rocks and diamonds. Both sides cannot really maintain good form for a long period of time. Definitely have good patches of form in them, but most of the time it's really either bad or good, so you can't really get a read on both Newcastle and Canberra. But I think Canberra are in the current better position than what the Knights are, but not a whole lot much difference between them in my honest opinion. But for the Raiders and their team, so they lost to the Storm last week in a close game, but good effort though by the Raiders. They were definitely in the game for a fair while there. But their team, Kyle Wake stays at fullback, which I thought would play quite well at, so Kyle remains at fullback. The halves are Ethan Stranger and Adam Cook, who played halfback for the Raiders. Adam Cook. And Simi Sasaki comes off the bench for Jordan Martin, who is out due to concussion protocols in his debut, which was really unfortunate to see him leave the field so early in his first game of first grade. And for the Knights, the big in is Callum Ponga. He's back for the Knights at fullback. He'll play fullback and moving out, I think Fletcher Sharp goes to the bench, jersey 14, and Leo Thompson's also back into the team as well after being a late withdrawal last week. So some big ins there for Newey, obviously. Now, my tip for this game, very tough game to tip. It's another 50-50 game, but you know what? I'll tip Newcastle to win. Newcastle are my specials of the round. If I'm to pick us any special this weekend, it's Newcastle. I think with Ponga's return, it's big for the club, and I can see Knights winning well, actually. I'll tip Knights 13+. First try scorer, give me Greg Marzu. Anytime try scorers for the Raiders, I'll go with Jordan Rapana on one wing. And for the Knights, I'll go with Dylan Lucas. Chucking Ponga for a try as well. I think Knights will win well. Like Stummy's is telling me, Newcastle will have a big win, so we'll see. But you need to win. But that there is my round 18 NRL tips for 2024. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Please be sure to like this video and do subscribe if you haven't already and you are a new viewer to this YouTube channel. As I said at the start of the video, my goal is to get to 4,500 subscribers, about odd 15 subs away. So if I can reach that goal by Friday, hopefully, then that's perfect. That's the goal I want to reach by Friday, but we'll see what happens either way. But more importantly, I hope you all enjoyed my tips. Good luck to all your teams this weekend and bring on around 18.